Welcome back to Life Training Podcast. In our previous episode, we explored the power of self-awareness, diving into the guiding lights of values and passions, and we embarked on the exciting journey of self-discovery. Today, we dive into a complex topic: the influences that shape our identity. The influences that shape our identity. You see, we are not islands, and our identity isn't formed in a vacuum. From the moment we take our first breath, we are constantly influenced by some external forces. Now, let me give us example of some of those forces. Number one, we have the family. Your family values, traditions, and expectations play a significant role in shaping our early understanding of ourselves. The kind of family you come from has a deep and powerful influence on who you truly are, or let me say, who you believe you are. Number two, friends. Our peer groups can influence our values, interests, and even the language we use, right? Number three, culture. The broader societal norms, the beliefs, the traditions we are raised in influences our perspective and behaviors. For example, if you are raised in a Yoruba culture, how you see life is different from the way you see life if you are raised as an Hausa, or you are raised as a Fulani, or you are raised as an Igbo. Number four, the media, especially in this generation, in this day, from news to entertainment, the media we consume shapes our worldview and perceptions of ourselves and others. And lastly, number five, life experiences. Every joy, challenge, and obstacles we encounter leave its mark on who we become. Sincerely speaking, the external forces that influences us are actually modern days. But this is just short for you to understand that these factors or these forces definitely play an important role in who you are. Understand how they have shaped us and decide which one we want to embrace or challenge. Now, this doesn't mean erasing our background. We may not be able to do that completely, but rather becoming conscious participants in our own identity development. If you understand which of these external forces is influencing you more, you will be more dedicated and more committed to know how to address that area. If you know, for example, that you are more influenced by the media, you know you are more influenced by the experiences you've had in the past or by your culture, you will know how to properly deal with it. You will become a conscious participant of your own identity. Understanding the influences that shapes our identity is crucial for personal growth and self-awareness. Okay, so let me give us some practical tips for understanding each of these influences. I started with family, so let me start with family again. Now, for family, reflect on your family dynamics. Consider the roles each family member plays and how they contribute to your upbringing. Now, this is very important because families are tailor-made. One family is not the same with the other. The role each family member played, the role your father played in your life has its effects on how you see fatherhood. The role your mother played in your life has its effect on how you see motherhood. Explore family traditions and values. Understand the values and beliefs instilled in you by your family and how they have shaped your worldview. And also recognize familiar patterns. All right, like identify recurring behaviors. You notice certain things in your father, and your father mentioned it that it is your grandfather. All right, so it's important that you identify recurring behaviors or attitude within your family that may influence your own thoughts and action. Do you understand that? Okay, let's move to the next one, which is friends. Friends. The first thing you need to do for you to understand your friends is for you to assess your social circle. Take stock of the people you spend the most time with. I'm reading a book currently, The Startup of You, by the co-founder of LinkedIn, and this is one of the things he made mention of, that you should take stock of the people you spend most of your time with and how they impact your life, how they impact your attitude and behavior. Number 2, reflect on shared experiences. Think about the experiences you've had with friends and how they have shaped your identity and perspective. Number 3, consider peer pressure. Be mindful of how peer pressure may influence your decisions and actions, and strive to surround yourself with positive influences. Now, let's go to culture. Explore cultural background. Explore how your native people do things. All right, it makes sense when you say now that, oh, now I am a Christian, all those things does not matter. But sincerely speaking, we are one way or the other still attached to our background. That's one of the reasons why Paul recommended in the book of Romans chapter 12 that be not conformed to this world. All right, because ordinarily, if you are not deliberate with transformation, there is always a means of conformity to the system, to your culture. All right, so explore your cultural background, learn about your cultural heritage, traditions and custom, and how they influence your identity, because they really do influence your identity. In fact, culture has a way of interpreting your beliefs. It has a way of interpreting Christianity or whatever you believe in. Number 2 is recognize cultural norms. Be aware of societal expectation and norms associated with your culture. For example, marriage expectation. In some cultures, you are expected to marry at certain times. You are expected that, okay, this is how your friends are, then you should also be like that. So it is important for you to be aware of social expectation and norms with your culture and how they affect your behavior and your worldview. And lastly, number 3, embrace diversity. Listen, appreciate the diversity of culture around you. It's very, very important. And recognize the impact of multicultural experiences on your identity. That is why one of the keyest or one of the most important means of education is through traveling. All right, so that you will have other perspective from other culture. You will know that you are not the only one living in the world, right? So the next point is on the media. Evaluate media consumption. Listen, reflect on the types of media you consume regularly, such as TV shows, movie, books, or social media. It's important you check out the kind of people you follow on social media, the kind of message they pass across, because this followership has a major importance in the kind of person you are. That is why next month on our Life Clinic podcast interview on Facebook, we are looking at breaking free from social media addiction. All right, because we've understood that a lot of people are really addicted to social media. Next is for you to analyze media messages. Analyze media messages. Consider how media portray various identity, because the sincere truth is that many things are not real on social media. Social media is a means at which a lot of people camouflage. So it's important you understand how things are portrayed on social media, how lifestyle is portrayed. Because when you see some people's lifestyle on social media, you might just want to, kill yourself. And what they are portraying on social media is not true. Understand the values, the influences, and how these things affect your perception and self-image. And lastly, practice media literacy. It's important, especially if you want to survive in this age, for you to develop critical thinking skill to discern between accurate representation and stereotype perpetuation by the media. Because listen, there is a lot of lie that is perpetuated by the media. A lot of like somebody will see something somewhere, you will, and that is why if you check WhatsApp has tried as much as possible to mitigate certain things. You see somebody saw a news and has not confirmed it, broadcasting it to other groups. Right? So it's important you develop critical thinking skills for you to be able to discern. All right. So discernment is working at this point, right? And the last thing I will mention here is concerning life experiences. Now, listen to this. This is very important. Reflect on pivotal moments. Think about significant events or experiences in your life and how they have shaped your beliefs, your values, your identity. Number 2, learn from challenges. Listen, learn from challenges. Consider how overcoming adversity or facing challenges has contributed to your personal growth and resilience. A lot of people has used their failure in a particular aspect in life as a yardstick to cancel other people. Because you failed in an area of life does not mean other people cannot progress there. So learn from your challenges. Learn from how you overcame an adversity and how or what were the reasons why you were not able to overcome that adversity. And lastly, seek diverse experience. Embrace new opportunities for learning and growth, as exposure to different people, culture, and perspective can enrich your identity. Just like I said the other time, that one powerful means of education is what? Is traveling. Listen, by actively reflecting on these influences, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourself and the factors that shapes your identity. You see, this awareness can empower you to make intentional choices that aligns with your values and goals, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. If the influences shaping your identity extends beyond those I have listed above, the 5 things I've listed above, and you have personally identified them, let me give you a general tip or general tips that can help you better understand them. Number 1, reflect. Think about these influences. Maybe it's your family dynamics, your friend group, the media you consume, or life experiences, or whatsoever you've identified. Reflect on it. How have they influenced your values, your beliefs, and your behavior? Number 2, challenge assumptions. Listen, don't follow anything blindly. Don't blindly accept every social norms or societal norms or cultural expectation. Don't just assume that this is how we used to do it, then we will continue to do it like that. No. Don't follow anything blindly. Question things. Everything has an answer, or maybe not everything, but many things have an answer. And you see, one thing I've discovered is that if you did not get answer to something, that does not mean there is no answer for it, right? So question things, research the origins, because you will discover that some societal things or some things that we hold so strong in the society, or that people believe it's a cultural norm, is not actually a cultural norm. It was just as a result of indoctrination. It could be as a result of a special wind of idea, all right, and it was suddenly accepted as a normal. Okay, so the next thing you can do is seek diverse perspective. Talk to people from different background. You read books. Oh, shall I say that again? Read books and articles from various viewpoints, and expose yourself to diverse media. And lastly, embrace your unique story. Listen to me. No 2 person is equal. You cannot fit exactly into somebody else's solution, right? So embrace your unique story. Acknowledge the influences that have shaped you, but also recognize your own unique experiences and choices that make you who you are. Navigating these influences can be complex, but remember, you have the power to choose. You can choose which values you want to uphold, which experiences you want to prioritize, and ultimately who you want to become. Growing up in a religious and reserved family External influences played a significant role in shaping my worldview. Now, I'm sharing my own personal story here. The emphasis on modesty and contentment instilled in me a strong belief that excess was unnecessary as long as one had their basic need met. Additionally, my father's wise word about civility resonates deeply with me, shaping my approach to, conflict resolution and relationship. Despite feeling a sense of normalcy within my family values, I encountered challenges when faced with societal pressures and cultural norms that conflicted with my upbringing. However, the strength of my family's influence shielded me from succumbing to external forces, allowing me to remain true to my conviction. To navigate these influences, I relied on my instincts and turned to books for guidance. Investing in books became a transformative tool. Personally, I love reading books. And the second thing I love doing is listening to messages and podcasts. And this enabled me to challenge and expand my mindset beyond the confines of familiar and cultural expectations. Engaging in introspection through writing, journaling, contemplative work, sometimes I call it prayer work, and deep thought processes allowed me to question and redefine my beliefs. This journey led to personal revelation, including a deeper understanding of my faith and a newfound sense of authenticity. Overcoming ingrained mentalities and judgments was not without its difficulty, but with perseverance, support from friends and mentors, and unwavering faith, I began to embrace a more open-minded and compassionate outlook. Through this journey, I learned the value of contentment and the power of self-awareness. I realized that while I have the potential to achieve more, true fulfillment comes from appreciating what I have and approaching life with humility and gratitude. As I embrace a mindset of continual learning and exploration, I experience profound personal growth and liberation from the constraints of societal expectations. Today, I encourage others to embark on their own journey of self-discovery and empowerment, knowing that through learning and exploration, they can overcome external influences and chart their own path to fulfillment and success. Okay. Wow. This is a very long episode. And if you listen to this point, well done to you. I want you to join the conversation. Share your experiences with navigating external influences using hashtag #WhoAmIinfluences. #WhoAmIinfluences. Mention those influences that has contributed to your personal growth, finding your identity. And you see what this will do is your story will help others to become more conscious and empowered individuals. I want you to stay tuned to the next episode of the Life Clinic Podcast, where we explore the ever-evolving nature of identity and embrace the journey of continuous growth. Until then, remember, you are the author of your own story. Choose your influences wisely, write with authenticity, and embrace the adventure of becoming uniquely you. Thank you and God bless you.